I'm Doug, and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel. And today we're nosing and tasting Winter Park Raspberry Honey. We've talked about Winter Park before. They have a good website, they have a lot of products. You can tell they're high quality and concerned about quality, and clearly label the ones that are a little farther afield or not what you're expecting. But like this Raspberry Honey title here has a subtitle, From the Nectar of Flowers, to make sure you understand this is not flavoring we're putting in here that tastes like raspberry, but this is raspberry blossom nectar turned into honey by bees. And they need to repeat this over and over again, because when you taste this, it's so fruity and so bright and strong. You will wonder, how did they get that flavor in there? So the bottle doesn't say anything about where the raspberries are growing, where they're sourced from. So we'll just go in and start in with the nose. Oh wow. Fruit. Oh wow, this one has a little note like the meadowfoam, that marshmallowy, vanilla, creamy one. I'll link to that review, but this nose is very similar. So at first it was just fruit. And then once I noticed that, that's all I can think about. But it's still, okay, it's fruity. We're not sure you can say what the fruit is. I'm only going by the label on the front, and I can go, yeah, there's raspberry notes in there. That's for sure, but it's only a few of them. It's not all of them. So let's get a toothpick and get a little on the tongue. Wow. Big, bold punch of a partial picture of a raspberry. This is bright and fruity. So when you agree with the raspberry label on the front by nosing it and going, yeah, that's a raspberry, there is no raspberry that ever smelled like what you're getting here. You're getting a very partial, a distorted view, a biased view by things that are there and things that aren't. So you connect it to raspberry, but it doesn't represent a raspberry very well. And the palate is even stranger. It is bright, bold, fruity, tart, without being sour or astringent, or doesn't make your mouth pucker up at all. And some raspberries can be fairly tart in the acid sense. This is just a huge boatload of flavor, fruit flavor on the palate. And you go right away, oh, raspberry. But it's not a complete raspberry taste. It's an incomplete flavor. But the boldness and intensity make it very surprising. I'm not getting any of that meadowfoam notes on my palate that I did on my nose. So there is something underneath it, the fruit flavor. Some kind of butter or caramely or brown sugar note kind of supporting the fruit, but the fruit is a big thing way up here. And there's just this little layer of some other tasty stuff. Now, I'm not sure I've had that situation in one of these honey tastings. Two different flavors and not really integrated. It's caramely, sweet, sugary notes underneath. Don't know how to describe it. That's just good. This will surprise a lot of people. In the same way the blackberry is surprising, this raspberry is just a star. So I'm thinking this rye bread is going to curl up when I put this on it. I have no predictions about what this is going to taste like. seeded rye bread, a lot of strong flavors on its own. Certainly grainy and herbally and pretty strong in its own flavors. So spread this around and see what it tastes like. Lots of rye and lots of fruitiness. But it's hard to identify even the fruit. You know, it's raspberry when you're tasting it neat. It's hard to tell what fruit it is. So it's interesting that the rye can hide the identity even though it's revealing some of the fruit nature. Very strange. Good. Can't picture anyone not liking the effect on the bread there. Or many, many other kinds of bread. Okay, a little palate rinse. And now we're going to try this honey in some tea. So I have here a cup of Trader Joe's Irish breakfast tea. I'm going to try to put in a tablespoon or two of the honey. It's a pretty big mug, 8 ounces maybe more. And give it a little stir, and it won't need much, being as hot as it is. So if you like the reviews that you're seeing here on the channel, give it a thumbs up, leave some comments down below, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get notified when the new videos come out on Mondays and Thursdays, click that bell. And we are coming up to the end of the honey reviews. Only 3 or 4 more will come out on honey, and then we'll be moving over to black licorice. So that will leave half of you not watching, maybe. Okay, let's see what's in here. Wow, it's sweet. It's tart from the raspberry. It's sweet. It's kind of that in-between place where the sugar in the honey is making it sweet, but the tartness of the raspberry fruity components are making you go, no, it's raspberry, it's going to be tarter than that, and it's not going to be so sweet. And they're having a big fight. And I don't know who's winning, but it's really good. This is one of the fruitier honeys that's gone into this tea and made a big splash. Fruity, fruity, fruity. So it can take over some teas, I'm sure. So, be warned. So as I said, we're coming down to the last few honey reviews. The last few episodes will contain a honeycomb tasting and a little advice on presentation and what to look for when you're buying honey, and an episode focusing on honey in cooking, honey in cuisine, honey in food. We do very little with food here, bread, biscuits, tea. And this will be a more robust look at how honey is used in cooking and how it fares. And then one of our last ones will be honey in spirits. So there's a honey rye whiskey that I discovered, a honey liqueur, and a couple of honey wines will be sampled. And I'm thinking that the last honey episode will be a tasting, but we'll discuss how you can learn more about honeys that are made near you. It doesn't make a lot of sense to import stuff from the Philippines or Tasmania or South America just for your toast every day. So it's affordable, but it's not efficient or sustainable or something you want to do long term in most cases. So I've been trying to present honeys that everyone can get their hands on and taste and see what the range of flavors is, and how exotic some of these are. But I'm not telling anyone to go out and get them every day, taste that all the time. So that's what the local honey episode will be about. So stay tuned for all those upcoming episodes, but that's all for now.